Of course, when you have something that you're working with as a reference, it can be difficult to figure out how to troubleshoot. How do you decide where those pesky vanishing points are when you can't even see them? And we're going to have a look at that now. So if I've got a table like this that I'm using as a reference, what I'll do is I'll just look at how these lines work like this, because the converging lines are going to pass through the inside of each leg like that, and then I know the line's going to continue somewhere out the back. It takes me a while, can take me a while on my software to get the line exactly continuing, but it just helps me to have an idea of where the convergence is going to happen. Similarly with the top of the table, so I know that the outside edge and that is going to be, even though it's got a slightly rounded edge, I know that the line is going like this. So I can see that somewhere way back here, these lines are eventually going to meet, and that helps me to troubleshoot my perspective. Let's have a look at a different table, a table with this sort of viewpoint. So once again, I'm going to use pale blue here so that we can see it more easily. This is how we would work with our, this is very slight bird's eye perspective, as you can see here, because we are seeing the top of the table. But we are also looking at 2-point perspective because we're seeing it corner on. So here's the front corner closest to us, always the longest line. And I know that if I take from this corner to the outside corner of this back leg, and then from this corner to the outside corner of the table, and similarly on this side, I can see where these converging lines are going to end up. It won't be within my frame, it's going to be far off and outside somewhere here, like that, but at least this helps me to troubleshoot. I can go and check are my verticals correct, I can go and figure out how to get this leg in. And interestingly, when you've got something like this, so we know that these lines are going to go off here like this and eventually meet somewhere out here, and this is going to go somewhere across here as well. So it just helps us to figure out how reasonable is our perspective. Let's have a look at this. Once again, we've got a corner right here. So let's go with that corner. You can see the perspective on this is a little wonky, so it doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, the perspective on this is way off. This is probably done like a traditional perspective where the lines aren't really converging that much at all. So perspective doesn't have to be exactly right, but this one you can see it's converging. So take that, like that, take that, like that. It is definitely converging a bit. And eventually the lines would meet somewhere way out there. So if you can just, if you draw something in perspective and it doesn't look right, continue your lines and see, do they converge or not? They should converge a bit, even if you don't get it perfect, as long as they're converging towards the back. That's all you need. Approximately right is good enough in cartooning when it comes to perspective.